Welcome back to AFTV. I've got Marty with me. We've just witnessed Arsenal getting through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, courtesy of a 2-1 win away to Mansfield. Marty, your initial thoughts on the game?
Take two. Look, it wasn't a pretty game of football. We got the job done. Mansfield, fair play to them, credit to them. They gave us a tough game of football. We didn't cover ourselves in glory. And we're through to the next round.
You say it wasn't a pretty game, and I would agree with that. But I thought it was an entertaining game. I thought it was end-to-end. And like you, I credit Mansfield. I thought they didn't sit back. They didn't try and park the bus or low block it. Obviously, we had the majority of the possession. I think it was something like 60-odd%, which is, significant. But when Mansfield did get the ball, they did try and attack us. They had their moments. They pressed hard. And I thought that they did well. I think they deserve credit. And I'll tell you what else. I think if you're Mansfield, Nigel Clough, the manager, you will take some credit from the fact that after an hour, Mikel Arteta, who I've got to say had a big frown on his face for a lot of that game, he made changes, didn't he? He brought on the big guns after an hour, just after, I think it was the 61st minute. And one of them, Eze, turned out to be the match winner, scored the winner. So fair shouts to Mansfield.
Yeah, listen, they made it tough. It would be very naive for them to try and outplay this Arsenal side at our own game, playing football. No disrespect, there's differences in levels of quality, but what they showed was fight, desire, and a willingness to battle. I'll be honest with you, I saw more fight and desire in that Mansfield type team.
I know where you're going with this.
Than I have in Tottenham. And that's the truth. That's the God's truth. Do you know what? Tottenham, take note to that, right? That Mansfield team today, they wanted it. And listen, they're I think 15th or 16th in their league, 5 points off the drop zone. You take a comparison to Wigan, who obviously we played at the Emirates. It's a slightly different game, but I think there's a 4 points difference between them. And we smoked them. But that Mansfield team today, they gave it. Fair play to them. I'm not saying, they roughed us up. They were like, heavy tackles, pulling from the get-go. And give respect to them for doing that. That's how, like I've said...
But they can play a little bit as well, because, for example, the goal they scored was a good goal. Listen, we gave the ball away.
Okay, right.
They won it back, and the guy, what was his name? I forget his name now, but anyway.
So we have what we have, right, is we have
good breakaway in goal.
A plethora of players that you can put into situations and have experience. Salmon. All football players, albeit whether it's a goalkeeper, a midfielder, defender, will misplace passes, and this is part of his learning curve. Unfortunately, misplaced pass to Mascara, who uncharacteristically doesn't tackle his man, and the ball's in the back of net. Why? Because they pressed us, they harassed us, and they hassled us. But
what I'm saying is, though, and I think we do need to point this out. It wasn't just the fact that they capitalised on the error in the first place. The guy took his goal well.
But he did capitalise.
A good goal.
Yeah, but that's the point. He did capitalise on the error. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of players in those situations. We saw it in the first half. We got given a golden opportunity. We didn't stick in the back of net. That was an opportunity gifted to them by a youth team player, or say youth team, but I don't say it disrespectfully, and they took their chance, and that levelled the game. But what we have, and this is the thing, and this is where we're blessed, we've got players like Eberici Eze that, might not perform. This comes off the bench, and a minute later, that ball is in the back of their net, mate, and we're 2-1, and that's what won the game. And what I did love seeing, and we spoke about this before the game, is there was two players that I wanted on the score sheet, was Madueke and Eze. And they were both first-time finishes. With Madueke, what I loved about that goal was he was in a forward position and he has a go. The ball then comes out, the keeper makes a good save, it gets recycled to Martinelli, who then lays it off. Bang, it's in your net. And that is about being clinical. Don't get me wrong, there's another end of the spectrum. At the end of the game, I saw Madueke, there was a shot and it went off for a throw-in, which is like two completely different ends of the spectrum. But the job was done. It wasn't pretty. It didn't need to be pretty. And it's not always going to be champagne football. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. This was an away day at Mansfield, and they wanted the cup upset. They wanted to, and you could see that, and I respect that and credit to them. And do you know what? It'd be a shame for a team like that to go into League Two, because they turned up and they were up for it.
Listen, they were not bad side at all. I thought, listen, I can understand why they put Burnley out in the previous round, having
100%.
seen them today. They're a decent side, and it's a good win for Arsenal. Just quickly, in terms of players that played well today, because let's be honest, there were a few, and I'm not going to name names, I don't think it's fair to dig players out, but there was a few players today that didn't cover themselves in glory. But I thought Max Dowman today played really well. He looked a bit disappointed when he came off. Ultimately, it proved to be the right decision because Eze came on for him and scored the goal. But I thought he looked good. You mentioned Noni Madueke. I thought he looked good. I thought they're probably our best two players today. Who would you say was man of the match, if there was one for Arsenal?
It's a really, really tough. If I'm honest with you, I think by the standards that we set, a lot of the players were poor. Max Dowman, you saw a glimpse of brilliance where he picks the ball up in midfield and he jinks from left to right, and that silky smooth, quick feet and the control and the guidance with the ball, it's like it literally stuck to his foot. That is phenomenal to see that level, and especially on a surface like that. Noni Madueke, fantastic finish. You know, if they got Norgard, slightly disappointing. I think Mascara's maybe one of his worst games we've seen. Salmon didn't do amazing. What I loved at the end, Hincapie, right? This guy, and I said it on the watch along, and I'm gonna say it again. That this guy, he looks dangerous. He looks like he's up for it and he's rough and ready. And that tackle at the end where he comes flying in, mate, you just don't want to be on the end of that. And this is a guy that we had, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who got dislodged by Calafiori. And then Calafiori, it looks like he's been dislodged by Hincapie, who looks like he is always available, ready and up for it. And this guy performs, and that's what you need. We roll on to Bayer Leverkusen. We've got that. It's a big game. We need to go and get the job done there, because if we don't, then the second leg, you've got a mountain to climb before a cup final against Man City. And what I'm seeing with Mikel Arteta and what he's doing, which I really love, is today he's not afraid to make changes. He started with 3 at the back, 5 in midfield and 2 up front, and then he changed it around. The system changed and he moved players around. He made the subs when he had to, and the subs that he made with Eze a minute later, it won the match. That is what you have to do in games to get the job done by any means necessary. And you know, there was no Rice, Zubimendi, Gabriel anywhere near that pitch, and there was no reason why they should be, because they're big players, and we have got a lot of very, very important games coming up. You know, if we want to win trophies this season, which I 100% believe we will, we need these players fit and ready. And listen, we move into the next round of the FA Cup. Currently, right here, right now, today, we are fighting on all fronts. 4 fronts. That's a great position to be in, and we're 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and we've got roll on Bayer Leverkusen. If they want it, they can have some.
Well said, mate. Cheers.
Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing,
You're doing all right. And this is what you get in Europe.
Hello. Tony Ellis.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much. Leave you the man.